Thank you. I don't know the mind you guys have right now. I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I'm feeling grateful and excited. The level of my feeling, uh, the level of my feeling, feeling of gratitude far exceed the level of my feeling of I'm trying to put the right words, curiosity, wondering. I'm just trying to put things together as to why. We have a very wonderful call today. I'm observant as to, okay, maybe this is driving the energy we need to move. So my level of feeling grateful far exceed that of what's really happening. Okay. What's really happening right now? What's the time right now? This is 15 minutes into the call. We're just getting started, and this is actually the best gift when it comes to Pearl Heart Nation. This is actually the best place a member should find his or herself when it comes to expectation or growth is this call. And I'm just trying to, put things together as to, what we've learned over the last couple of, if they're really playing out, I'm just trying to connect. And sometimes when I don't put these things together, I'm someone who's very attentive. I'm very, very attentive. I'm very cautious. Okay. And sometimes I can be, overcautious. And I just learned a couple of things while I was quiet, and I'm looking at this call. I'm looking at everybody on the call. I'm looking at everybody in the team. I'm seeing where we're going, and I see what we need to do. Okay. The unknown challenges we get to face every day that we're not even aware of. And I know I've dealt with the expectation. I've talked about intentionality. I've talked about attitude. There's nothing I've not really addressed, but the question just bearing that it keeps coming is readiness. All right, readiness. How ready are we? Okay, so today we're dealing in the process to success. So I need you guys in a little bit of communication right now. Okay, what have we been dealing with over the last 2 weeks? This is the third week, third process. Okay, what was our first group? Let's just do a little bit of recap as we move into the, today we're going to talk about, the actual process of creation. This is the creation and the spiritual. We've dealt with that, and we've led it into, so last week we shared, last week we shared about your words, your works, create your world. Okay, today we're really going to frame the world. How do you really frame the world from the imagination that really, I need us to pay attention to our mics, or I just have to do automatic. Okay, I think for me to, let me just, so that I don't, let me know how to the pressure already I'm going through right now. So we did about the higher faculties, which are our true senses, okay, and how you actually see the object of creation actually start from imagination. How we learned about that, and how we frame the picture of everything we are. We get to frame it from image making, and we talked about thoughts. And last week we moved to the power of making thoughts your character that leads to your destiny. It starts from moving thought into words. Now, the words that lead to your works, and that creates your world. It's easy to create. It's simple to create. All right. Just understanding creation is simple, but a lot of people are not ready to create. That's why I mentioned readiness. Okay. The readiness to really create and stay consistent in creating what it is you really want. We get to face things. We get to face things are already created, but for you to recreate, all right, I need everybody to write on the chat, recreation. Okay. At some point, you need to identify the level you are. There are things you need to recreate in your life. It's either it's created consciously or unconsciously. And as a being, you have the power to recreate. This is what, to recreate, you need to be ready. All right. And I'm talking about ready. Okay. Ready. So there's going to be an infusion of coming back to intentionality. But today we're really going to deal with formalizing creation. What is formal creation? What is the act of creating my works? Okay. Now I understand that I could be anything that I want to become. But how do I transit from the unknown into the known? Okay. So we're going to deal with today the act of goal setting. All right. And thank God, this is something, most of us were already used to. What we're not used to is the part where you have to first frame it. But this part, this is what a lot of people are scared of. Irresponsibility. Okay. I need you guys to write to me, talk to me. Okay. When I say write anything, just tell me you've written it now. At least write it on the chat. Let's be interactive. Okay. Now, this is not the time to be too serious. Okay. You guys were very, very serious. Aside the first 10 people, the first 6 people on the call. Okay. These are the serious people. The rest people, they just strolled in. Let me just say the first 9 people. The rest people, you just strolled in. So don't be too serious right now. This is just the same way you came in, just be that same way. So don't be too serious. So write it on the chat. So we're going to be dealing with the works now. The act, the process of the works, recreation, okay, and the act of goal setting is everything in one. I'm going to be highlighting a couple of things. What makes you a success? Okay, you write that question down. So where there is no rule, there is no saying. Every human being was designed to follow instructions. Are you guys with me? Go on chat. I want to use connect. Okay. Every human being, every God creation was designed to follow instructions. Hey, Adam, unto you, all of this creation have given the charge. Do this, name them, do this, don't eat this, eat this. You were designed and created to follow instruction. You're not a specimen of be your own, do what you like. God gave us free will, but he also gave us a template and a blueprint to act our free will. So, one of the things I tend to do is that I go back to the origin. How do I think? How was I created to think? If you could understand your thinking process, okay, a lot's going to change about what you're going to do tomorrow. A lot of people have been designed to live an automatic life, and that is why they have the automatic result or the auto default. Okay, but for those who really are in creation, creation has a pattern, a blueprint. If you want to build a house today, there's a pattern. You must first dig. There's an instruction, a manual, or a process to building a home. You can't just sit and say, I like a home. Okay, I love the beauty of my imagination right now. Just come to be, and you're just expecting it to come to be. No, there's a process where that thought is created into form. And there is an instruction to follow. Okay, one of the things that separates success from delayed, because I just feel I use the word readiness for a reason. Everybody is a success. Every creation of God is a success. There are people who just not ready yet to manifest their success. Okay, so I'll say delayed or unready people. But the person who's successful, who's going to be successful, what separates them from those who are yet to be successful, okay, is instruction, the act of following instruction, being ready. Okay, so are you ready? That's a question. I'm not asking the question right now. Okay, that's a question for this call. Okay, a reflection. Because at the end, we're ending this call. This is a call where you have to reflect. Because this is new tomorrow. I need this. I want this life. I want this success. I want this income. Are you ready? Say true knowledge. Knowledge has been bequeathed unto you, that you have been furnished with knowledge. You have been given an insight as to who you were and who you can be. Okay? Now it is all in your court. This is the most beautiful thing that can happen to a man, coming to a place of knowledge that I can do this and this is how I can do it. The question is, are you ready? What's the difference? What do I need between this knowledge and the me that I need to create? Readiness. All right. Readiness. And there are a few things in the checklist which I'm going to be giving. It's going to look like a checklist for things you just have to look out for. Okay. Goals. So let's write the word goals. So the first instruction to manifest a vision or to create something, all right, is to set a goal. And I told you guys last week that we're going to be talking about time. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about time. It's all about goals. So I'm really going to be dealing on goals. So what is the goal? Highlight your goal in trading. So I don't want to let it not be life goal. Highlight your goal in trading. What's your goal in trading? What brought you into trading? Okay, so I need you guys to write this: my why, my goal, my time. Write it in your notes. My why, my goal, and my time. It's almost in there, my why, my goal, my work. Okay, but the reason I use time so that I can make that the topic of. Okay, so you can bracket time as my work. All right, all encompassing achievement. Now, why? Why are you trading right now? You should be able to write why you're trading. Why are you trading? I need 2 people to tell me why they are trading. And in simple terms, unless you're new to this course, we learned clearly about imagination. Imagination is not just the art of future creation. Okay, imagination is also revelation. Okay, your imagination reveals your life to you. You know, you cannot imagine anything that is not in your template. So I could use imagination to foretell, to create. I can sit down now and create a family. But there is what we call unconscious or subjective imagination. It means the things, they are pictures, they are images, they come in the form of dreams that I'm going to see, all right, that tells me what is in my life, and I can begin to love them. I can begin to take them as mine. Or so I could just sit and I can go into a trance and I'll see a life that I need to live. That I wasn't the one who's designing it. It's told to me. So imagination comes, all right, consciously and unconsciously. So it's either you are imagining, okay, or your future is showing you the image. They all come in the image. They all come through the image maker. So you're going to experience both, or you ought to have been experiencing both. Okay, how do you reflect your desire? Okay, so but the most active one is the one you do. Now that you have the image of the life you want to live, you actually put in a course in life to make it an exercise. You see, 15 minutes every day, okay, sit in your imagination and imagine that, and allow your emotions to marry that thing and send the signals, the frequencies, and the vibration to the universe. If you do that over a period of time, you're going to master and attract the works and everything required for you to achieve it. That is the act of imagination. Now that you know that this is the life I want to design, I just need to move it from thoughts, okay, to character. And that is thoughts, words, actions, habits, character. They lead to destiny. So the act of moving it from thoughts, okay, into character, it's what we're dealing with today, okay? So I have the image, I'm thinking on it every day, everything I think I'm becoming, okay? But I have to say it long enough, my affirmation, my declaration, my attitude of my words. Every day I'm saying it because that's what creates everything that I'm going to do in works, okay? Then the next thing that follow is my actions. Actions without goals are useless, because I'm guiding it to become a character. There needs to be a blueprint to my action. Am I making sense? So I need to guide my action, because by default, as long as I am living, I am acting. So, but now I have to direct my actions towards my words and my thoughts. So I need to set goals to guide me. If you do not set a target, you will never get. You never get to where you don't target, and you cannot claim what you not aim. So the act of setting goals is the act of aiming. The act of setting targets, all right, is the act of aiming, because what you're going to claim is what you're focused. What you're focused on expands. If you do not focus on anything, everything, you begin to see everything or achieve everything. Okay, and because we are thought being, you have over 70,000 thoughts per day, or is it per hour? And because you are thought, you become what you think. Imagine you don't even know your thoughts. So that is why your life reflects to you in multiple dimensions of things you didn't even plan for. The missing disappointment. I was supposed to stay on this call, I didn't come. There's a distraction. Because there was no plan. There was no thing in focus. There was nothing that guides you. Like I said, you are created to follow a plan, to follow an instruction. If you do not set yourself in the course of an instruction, you're going to have everything disorganized. All right. God is an organized creator, and he created you to be organized through instructions. So what do you need to use your brain to do? Send signals to your brain that this is what I want to do. That is what goals are. So I'm so happy and great to know that I'm a 6-figure income earner. Bye. So time. That's an imagination built in words. The next thing is, what works do I need to do to become a 6-figure income earner? So in the word of setting goals, learn your goals, write it down. All right. Subject yourself to learning your goals. A lot of people are not ready. According to the scriptures, true knowledge. So if I want to become, it means if I have to become a 6-figure income, and I have to learn, okay, what it takes to become a 6-figure income earner. All right, what it takes, how long it takes, and my willingness to give it what it takes. 3 things. Should I repeat that? Or you guys can do it by default? Talk to me. I'm not just going to tell you goals are important. No, I'm telling you the act of setting goals. If I set any goal, I want to become a 6-figure income, and I asked you a question. None of you told me on the chat, but I do know you guys are in this environment. One of our goals in the nation is to give people a foundation of 6 figures within the next 12 months so that they could be able to live the dream, their desire of financial liberation. Does that make sense? So either way, we cut across with that goal. All right, as a nation. So I believe that's a goal. That's a desire for each and every one of you. Am I correct? Good. Now, the next thing is not to marry the goal alone. You know, a lot of people get into marriage today. They don't marry responsibility. They marry the image. I did not marry my wife. I married her life. Are you guys with me? When you marry a person, you marry her blood, you marry her thoughts, you marry her mistakes, you marry her life. Him, life, her, life. You know, the reason a lot of whom fail today, because they never thought life is beyond the image. Okay? Your goals, your imagination is an image. Your imagination has a life. What is that life? 3 things. What is it going to take you? What is it going to take you? What do you need to get to 6 figures? Identify what it will take. Number 1, it means you have to learn. Understand the process to learning. Give time to learn about the life of that image. Learn how people who have done it, what they were. It's not about you, what you need now. It's not about you. No, this is not creation. It is already created spiritually. How to manifest, the instructions needed to manifest goals. 3 things are very critical. Okay. So I have a goal. I want to become a 6-figure. I need to understand what it will take. Number 1, how long it will take. Number 2, my willingness to give what it takes and with how long it takes. Number 3. If you got it, I got it. If you've written it down, just say, I got it. I know you guys are taking notes. So a lot of people learn. This is the practical. This can only be done through mentorship. All right. I'm giving you this in detail right now because it's not just me trying to sell a message. This is what separates people who read books, okay, and people who are in mentorship. So the image, to birth the image, it's just like giving birth to a child. A child, whether boy or girl, is a man or woman. How long is it going to take a man to get to adult? How long is it going to take for you to have a beard, to have character and responsibility? It takes time. So that baby you see is a work in progress to become a man. Understanding what the baby needs to go through the process is what makes you a good parent. Am I making sense? So I know some of you are young, you're young parents, but many of you are already parents. There is a process to nursing a child. You don't just say, I want to come into this, I just want to be a father. That is an image. Am I correct? I'm just trying to use this analogy right now. I know many of you, before you got, okay, let's talk about parenthood right now. Before most of you, all right, your fathers and your mothers today, you first had the image of a family, of a man and a woman coming together, birthing children. It looked lovely, all right? And you saw a family through your image. Am I correct? Okay. It was an image. Was it the same when the child came? Between the image and when the child came, was it the same? It was beautiful when you embraced them, but the process to how you are finally a mother today, were they the same thing? That's what a lot of people don't factor in. The life and the image are 2 different things. You wanting to become a 6-figure in image and becoming a 6-figure income earner are 2 different things. Are you guys get, at least I was able to use that to connect, right? Put 100 on the chat. You having the imagination to become successful in trading, taking all your perfect trade, all right, understanding the chart and making $10,000 every month, okay? That image is lovely, it's possibility, okay, but it's totally different from the person who's doing it. To be able to transit the image to the person who's doing it is what I just shared with you. What do you need to learn? Just like a father, And the baby start crying, you start asking people questions who have done it. Hey, Neville, hey, they can't sleep at night. But when you ask people who have done it, there's confidence and you've experienced it, you've grown, okay, you now know. You know, sometimes my first baby, it's not the same experience with my second baby right now. True or true? How many of you have done two? Some of you have done more than. Because why? The experience I've gained, okay, is deeper than the image that I used to have. I'm delving into time now. Okay. So experience. So there are times my first baby, I ask questions, I'll call my mom. All right. She'll call, like, experience of certain things, any little thing we're concerned, because now we're feeling the life. And that's what some of you are experiencing. You begin to panic, you begin to wonder of you're inconsistent. Because why? You're feeling, and that's why time is required. Irrespective of how beautiful that desire, that goal, that pressure that pushed you here, okay, that pressure didn't know there was time you're going to use to eradicate it. But you have to understand you need time. So over the course of 2 years, I've become a father who understands how to grow a baby. There are certain things that is happening with us right now. I'm the one, if I don't even need to, I used to be a very, I'll wake up and I'll encourage. I learned how to be an encourager. But today, even my wife is strong. Okay, she doesn't even need to be encouraged. You already know how to encourage yourself. Because why? The process is the same. Just like if you give birth today, the same thing we went through, most 80% of our parents go through that thing. Because why? It's the same way, the same pattern for creation to happen, for manifestation to happen almost every time. So that's why it's so easy to be successful if you have a success in front of you. So can I ask you a question? Would it be easy right now to ask me about parenting? So if you have me in your corner, you just gave birth to a child, it's easy to ask me, okay, what do I need to do? And if I give you counsel, it's going to be easy for you to follow. That's the beauty of mentorship. If you have it, but if you don't, so you don't need to be worried when you have mentors in your corner. Okay, but let's go back to because I'm trying to use communication, because this goes deep into our subconscious unaware. We forget that there is a life to success. Okay, and that life is determined by time. But first, understand the life. That's what I'm doing. What do you need? So what do you really need to become a 6-figure income earner? Okay, you need to get off first. Identify, when it comes to success, do you want to be a success or you want to achieve success? That's a question, direct. Many of you never thought of it. And I want to go deeper. Many of you never thought of this. That's the power of goal. Being specific and knowing what is specified. Do you know in life, some people set goals to attain success, not become successful, without knowing? Oh man, is anybody wondering right now? Many people weren't as specified, as deep as to the desire of being a success. But because of the act of carnality and the rich, the deprivation of rich, you know, a lot of people, because of their wild running imagination, they thought of how it will feel to have $100,000 in their account or have a business that's paying them $100,000. The feel of attaining that success is all they reached. And guess what? Life is going to give it to you. But it will give you what you reached out for. But attaining success and being a success is two different things. Okay, should I show you the difference? Is it everybody who went through school that is educated? That's a direct question. Some people went through school to get the certificate, but they're not educated. Do you agree with me? At least I'm trying to use references of things you can just easily connect to because of time. There are a lot of it. Many people today in this industry just want to get a 6 figures. All right. Can I tell you one truth? I'm a lot better now than I got to 6 figures. When I got to 6 figures, my life changed. Okay. My worries grew bigger. And if I did not take drastic measures, I'll be a poor person today. Okay. Are you guys relating what I'm saying? If I didn't take drastic measures in 2018 when I got to 6 figures, it's when I got there and I realized I am a rich person. I have money. I have Bitcoin. I have about 3 Bitcoin. Bitcoin close to about 10,000 plus. I have over 20 million in my account. You know, come on. It dawned on me that I am rich, but I didn't know what to use money for. So the first thing is I set families, vacation, traveled with my wife. I was thinking of the business I need to do. I first traveled to Dubai and I spent crazy money for something I did not know. Today, it's a regret. No, I can't call it a regret, but you don't know what you don't know. Okay. I set up, see, with what I know today, if I knew what I know today, I'd be a better investor. I'd be, maybe most of you probably would. God had to allow those things. Maybe I wouldn't be at this level, and I probably wouldn't know some of you. And life has to happen the way it happened so that I could meet you. Okay, but I'm just trying to say the things that I've learned, and this is what happens to a lot of people. It has happened to me. Okay, guess what? Everything went. I made it, but it left. Because why? That is what I pursued, and I got it. What makes the rich rich is not earning money. It's having the knowledge to invest it, duplicate it, multiply it. Wanting to get to 6 figures is different from becoming a 6-figure income maker. But you first need to earn the income before you retain it to duplicate it. But a lot of people only reach out. Okay? They don't have a plan after they reach out. So when they get there, that's when they start planning. And guess what? 90% of planning in success fails. I have not seen any successful person that will tell me otherwise. You plan before success. That's why it's called success. Okay? It's just like this. If you do not have a proper plan for a building before you start the foundation, if you build a bungalow and you're trying to set a structure of a skyscraper on a bungalow foundation, what's going to happen? Is it not automatic failure? True or true? Do you guys agree with me? Irrespective of how much you have, irrespective of how beautiful the structure is going to be, it's not going to be a failure if you set up a skyscraper on top of it. I need everybody to write foundation. Because life was designed, you were created from the soil. Everything about you in your biggest productivity starts from the soil. When I say the soil today in reference, okay, your low time is your foundation. When you haven't gotten there, is the best time to plan. The best time to plan for rain. You can't plan for rain when the storm has started. You will be beaten already, right? The best time to plan for rain, okay, is to learn when the season of rain is coming and prepare for it. You're clear when you're preparing when it's not happening. Okay, a lot of people don't fail today. You guys need to continue reading up. If you've not read this book, okay, go read it. 5 Wealthy Secrets and 96% of us don't know by Craig Hill. You'll find that the difference between the rich and poor is just how they use money. Can I tell you one truth? If you do not learn how you're going to use money before you start earning money, okay, you're going to use money anyhow when it comes. Am I talking to someone? When money is in your hands and you never had what you wanted to do with it when it came to your hands, it is when in your hands, some people are foolish. I don't know who sold that idea to us. All right. But thank God I had grew that idea. You know, in our hometown, village sense, see, they're not a plan for back of money. How many of you, I know I'm using the language, most of you. How many of you knew that? At least, Madam, okay, you know that a lot. You should know that. It's our father would tell, like our parents. I don't know how people around will tell you, you know, it's not okay to plan when there is no money. Why are you guys behaving as if you're not homemade? Are you guys already made? Okay, how many of you were exposed to that school of thought? Put 100 on the chat. Put I was on the chat, not 100. You were exposed to that school of thought. I want to know people who are rooted right now. I know we have some new generation. And this thing followed us. So we're pursuing money so that we can plan life. So all we're doing was pursuing money, and money was running away, and we're losing life. This was a programming from the pit of hell. Yeah. Okay, because why? What you plan for, you attract. Nobody taught us that. That if I was poor, and if I could just sit and I comprehend that if I start planning my life that, okay, you know what, over the next 2 years, okay, I am going to work and I'm going to gain this amount of money. And when I gain this amount of money, this is what I'm going to do. And if I get there, if I do this in 2 years, I'm going to do this. Do you know by planning it, you already attracted it? Intentionality gives you 70% of life's faith. I don't know how the devil penetrated generation after generation to sell us the idea that you don't plan. You don't plan. Do you know what planning is? Planning is confidence. Planning is goal. Planning is attraction. One of the vital things about attraction is planning. I don't know how he infiltrated our subconscious to exempt planning and pursue money. And I'm here to tell you today that without planning, if you gain money, you lose all of it. Do you all agree with me? So there was a system that was rigged to make us feel. That's why you see a lot of unsuccessful people today, not because they don't have money, but because they never planned. There wasn't a goal. There wasn't a precise goal on how to use money. So when I made crazy, guess what? When I made $120,000 because I didn't know what to use money for, I invested $60,000 into a scheme because I didn't know what to use money for. It just paid me that I was able to pull out $40,000 in BTC and in cash. And that was all I got out of $120,000. If I knew what I would use, just imagine if Kemvrin knew what to use $100,000 for before he made it. Would the situation be different? Yes or no? It was when I made it, I said, okay, you know what? I've always thought of fashion. Okay, you know what? I didn't start from somewhere. The next thing I thought is a fashion home. Let's go get fabrics in Dubai. Okay. I've never had any contact. I just flexed to Dubai in vacation and we went to fabric home. And guess what? I went to buy fabrics times 10 of what they are selling it. Because they told me this is the highest fabric. If I look at the price I bought fabric then, now I know I'm a stupid person. Because why? I'm just trying to use these stories to connect. Because why? This is your future. Irrespective of the class you are right now, okay, it's going to be the same thing, just the same way the baby is created. Okay, if you do not plan, so what is the goal of Pearl Nation? It's not just to earn you money, it's to earn, retain, and duplicate. That is the liberation. If you're not able to duplicate money, so that's why I asked this question: what is your goal? Is it to earn money? Okay, is it to become successful or to attain success? You should be able to describe that tonight. Many of you, your pursuit is just to, let me get there. Let me just get there. Make a change tonight. Because why? If you understand that earning it is just the first process, retaining it is a lot more difficult, you start doing the things. Do you know why most of you? That's why while I was here thinking about the things I thought about in the beginning, I was grateful because now I know my work ethics is far different from when I hit 6 figures. It's different right now because now I'm no more gullible. There are certain things that have been eliminated from me because I know the difference between making money and retaining money. I know the opportunities to earn money and I know the opportunities to make money. So I don't waste my time earning money. I already knew how to earn it. So I can go deeper toward duplication. Many of you have not started pursuing duplication. That is why you're still the baby that you are here right now. A lot of you are at your baby stage, just like we have newborn babies. You don't know what life is all about when it comes to this environment. We'll tell you do 21 trades. You don't really know how important it is. Just like that baby, don't go to that fire. They don't really know if it burns. Okay, stay here, sit down. They cry for sitting down. I'm tired. I need to. They want to stand up and run. That's baby. Don't worry. To come a time, you'll be the one standing up and doing it by yourself. You don't need to be told. But don't allow that time come now that you have access to guidance. Because the difference between you and a baby is that you can tap into future sense. That is intentionality. Am I making sense? It will happen, whether you like it or not. What we're saying is going to make sense of you. Okay, it's either you're going to do it now or you're going to do it tomorrow. But one thing that is certain, it must be done. The right attitude must be invested to get the right result. If it is not, whether you do it now or you don't, life is going to wait for you. But do you know you're going to put in the effort? The same one I'm putting in the effort. Do you think if I don't put the effort that I'm putting in today, I'm going to be as good as I am? That you would follow me, that you trust your time. You see now you trusted your time with me. Okay, there are a lot of things you can do, but you trusted your time with me. Do you think if I'm not good at what I am doing, you follow me? Yes or no? It's as easy to understand like that. I'm not a gamble to you. There's something about you that believes in me. Do you know why you believe in me? Because I put in the time to make you trust me. If I was just a shallow being, do you think you're going to put in this time and resource to trust me? No. What does that mean? The person you're going to be tomorrow need to put in the time and the resource. You need to know. You need to learn first what it's going to take. 2, you need to understand how long it's going to take. Not microwave success. Some people just want it because they want to get the money right now, so they need it next. And no, you need to understand that it's both ways. You sacrifice the time, it gives you the time. Okay, what you give is what you get. If you give it enough time, you're going to get enough result. If you give it shallow time, you're going to get shallow result. So how long does it take to get deep results? Does that make sense? And now that you know the time and what you learned, to make a decision, because it all boils down to a decision, right? Decision on the chart. What's decision? Deciding to act. Decide action. Now that you know how long, what it's going to take you to learn, what's going to take you to get there, what you need to learn, what you need to become, and understanding the time, making the decision. Now, this is you, not anyone else. This is you making the decision that I am going to take the next 2-3 years minimum to manifest a successful trader that's going to earn $10,000 a month. And I'm going to need a cash flow of at least between now and that time, $1,000 a month. So now these are the things you now put into goals, because now you're not planning to just earn money, you're planning to retain. That's why I said in the beginning, okay, it's not the 6 figures, it's who you are for the 6 figures. Do you want to hit 6 figures? Trust me, within the next 12 months, I promise you, over 90% of you will hit 6 figures if you don't quit. All right. But in 2 years' time, over 40% of this 90 will quit. It's not a course. It's something I know. I have people talking to me that I'm still mentoring today that they've made money with me in IAM, but today they are following funded accounts. You people know so many people that they put their flyers that made 10,000, 100,000 in 6 figures, but you don't see them today. True or true? Because why? They were excited they got there, just like I was excited they got there, but they're no more there. Because why? They never thought they could retain it. They never thought of retaining it. Am I making sense? I mean, if you know many people that were millionaires today, but you see their life today, you don't want to be the story people want to talk to about. Tell others about that, about you. Okay? So I need you to raise your energy deeper to what do I need? Kenvry has been talking about achieving success and becoming a success. I want to become a success. What do I really need to do about the skill set, this environment that is going to make me a success, that's going to make money, retain it and duplicate it? If you start thinking of deep, all right, if you start thinking of how you would retain money, you will earn it eventually. True or true? Don't waste the energy thinking of getting it. All right, that's the whole essence of giving you this first part. These things I just told you. What is it going to take you? So every day when you come in here, there's a mindset, all right, that you have. I need to become this person to be able to become this success. So it is you becoming first that attracts the level of goals you set, the level of desire you become. It is you becoming the decision that I'm going to take this time, or I'm going to learn what it takes and be patient for this time to become this person. That is your manifestation. So the little things in it is, now that you know how long, so how long is it going to take you? We've given you 12 months, but how long is it really going to take you? 12 months is us. This is another mistake we make. You guys want to know? You already know what I want to say. You evaluate your timeline with the timeline. I am Pewat Nation. This is Kenvry Moore. I have a timeline to all of my goals. That doesn't mean it's your timeline. Let me tell you another truth. I don't know if you guys want to really hear the truth tonight. We've made this mistake countless of times. Okay? You are a seed. You're unique to you. What will just help you do is make you understand you. But you're unique to you. Your timeline is yours. If it's going to take you 10 years to succeed, no matter what I do with you, okay, you're only going to learn everything you will need to succeed in 10 years. Am I making sense? You can't really change people. You just give people ideas how they could change themselves. But one thing that is unique to us, we have our timeline. Just because someone is failing doesn't mean, you're going to fail. And just because someone is succeeding doesn't mean you're failing. A dog cannot compete with an elephant in childbirth. Likewise, a corn. They are both seeds. There's a timeline for a corn to manifest fruit and a timeline for a mango seed to manifest fruit. They're not the same. even if they are planted in the same environment and have the same mentor or farmer that nurses them both. One thing we do, if we're not confused, if we're not correct or knowledgeable about what kind of seed we carry, what will happen? The corn or the mango, we think because we are planted in the same environment, now the corn is bearing fruit, the mango is worrying, what is happening to me? Am I making sense? Isn't that happening in our environment? You see people worry about success because their friends and their colleagues are making it and they're not making it. They begin to worry. What is really worry? Worry is the lack of knowledge. If you know the seed you are, you can't worry about why a corn is germinating and you're not. If you know where you're going and what you needed, like understanding these three things I just told you, what you needed to get there, what timeline you have, knowing the seed, how long is it going to take to actually manifest 6 figures? By general time and knowledge, you need nothing less. I'm talking about retention. You need nothing less than 5 to 10 years. 5 years is achieving age. Retention goes as far as 10 years. You can earn money in a year, 2 years. But to go deep in retaining, repeating, retaining, lose it and retain it again. Today, okay, you could take everything from me, I'll make it back. Why? I've gone past the stage of earning. I've gone to retention. But I was scared as hell 2018. And guess what? I went through an ordeal when I lost everything. I sold my car. It was a pain. It was a prayer. Today, I cannot pray some certain prayer. I don't need to worry God for a prayer. Because why? I've already manifested the value to duplicate wealth. So I don't need to pray. If you take everything from me today, just give me another year, I'll duplicate it. In fact, it's not going to take up to a year. Because why? Knowledge has changed. Am I making sense? So what is worry? We were worried in 2018, 2019, 2021, even 2022. At some point, we're worried about our finances and our works. So what was the difference between the Ken we're talking to you right now and 3 years ago? Knowledge. I've grown. I have a deeper understanding about myself, what I needed to do, and I did them. So today, I cannot worry because I am knowledgeable. See, true knowledge are the just will delivered by faith. What is faith? The action. So I had the knowledge, I put in the action, I got the result. You can't take that result because it came from knowledge. Hello? Am I talking to someone? If I've spoken to you tonight, put 100 on the chat. Okay? It's very critical. You know the future you're going for. It's 100% guarantee that you're going to get there. But how do you get there? Not how is it that you're going to get there? No. Who gets there? How do you want to get there? What preparation? Okay? Prepare today before it happens because you're going to get there. And it's going to be a lot tougher to plan all of this when you're already there because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to lose some of the monies. All right? So 3 critical things. You guys name them on the chat. Okay, over the next maybe 13 minutes. We should be done. So I think the act of goal setting that I dealt with today, you already know what goal setting is, having a goal in mind, putting a timeline that is required. But today I dealt with the form. Okay, what you need in the goal setting before the goal will be actualized. What you need. Okay, nobody's talking to me. So do you know why I'm not going to be worried. Now that I've taught you, do you know I've taken a lot of burden out of myself right now? Because I have taught you something that's going to show you are either serious or unserious. And when you're unserious, it means you're not ready. Every serious person is ready. So every time you're not doing the things that I'm going to be teaching you or putting you through, I would know you're not ready. And I'm going to let you know. Now I've let you know. Okay? Even if you thought you needed this thing, you wanted to be successful, This will show you are not ready if you don't have this knowledge I'm sharing with you. And this thing is mostly unconscious. People don't know. That's why mentorship is good. I got this through mentorship. Okay. Even as beautiful as I was close to God, the Bible instructed us that, say, follow those. It means every level that God is going to take you to, you need a shepherd to guide you through the terrain. He's giving me everything that I required for life, but he puts me under tutelage of servants that will help me get those things. Okay? So I came into mentorship, I understood what it is to make money and retain it, what it is to understand true value, that wealth is not really the pursuit of earning money, it's actually the pursuit of attracting it. So most of you are willing to do things that will make you earn money, but really my will and desire right now is to do everything that will make me attracted. And that is what the difference between demand and supply. Okay, that's deep. Another talk for another day. Okay, but when it comes to the goal you set right now, about 6 figures, understand that this Forex environment, there are certain things that are needed for my goals. You guys, only one person wrote down, and I asked the question. It shows maybe you guys are deep. You're too serious right now. Okay. Or the rest of you are writing, or you're just liking my face, or you're just captured with the hypnotizing effect of the deep topic. Okay. And you're not following instructions. It happens. All right. We get distracted by our seriousness. Over seriousness, it kills dream. All right. If you don't focus, that's why I'm always going back to these 3 things. Let it be in your subconscious. How long is it going to take? 2, that's the second thing. What will it take me? Start asking yourself every day. To become a successful Forex investor and trader that will start earning money comfortably in the tens of thousands every month, what is it going to take me? Because you need to align with Pearl Nation. Some of you are in Pearl Nation, but you're not aligned because you don't know what's going to take you. You just know what you need, but you never knew what's going to take you. So you signed up for what you need, but weren't prepared for what's going to take you to get it. That's why when things start happening that's not giving you what you need, you begin to complain more and more. God told them he was taking them to the promised land, but he never showed them what they would need. So when they started experiencing what they needed, they were complaining. But one thing was sure, God will never fail them for the promised land. True or true? But when the things were happening, did they forget the promise? Yes, they did, because that's why they complained. If we knew this is what you were going to do for us, we would have stayed and suffered in Egypt. Just like, if I knew this is how tough this business was going to be, I shouldn't have even signed up. I wasted $350. I never knew the time schedule was going to be there. I never knew. But one thing you signed up for was you love the vision. It was going to take you. We're going to take you to 6 figures. You never prepared for what it would take you to become a 6-figure income earner. So you complain and trip canceled. Because for every time you complain, trip canceled. Because why? It's the best thing that can be done for you. Because you're acting out of ignorance. You don't know where you're going. You have to fight. You have to change time. You have to get into discomfort like you're doing right now. Some of you, you wake up odd hours, showed preparation, what is needed. You know what is needed and you're willing, which is the third thing, making a decision and you're willing. So that follows a plan. I'm going to be waking up so that you begin to set goals. 2 o'clock, I put an alarm. I need to check my chart. The willingness to change attitude to attract altitude. You're not before, when you came into Pearl Nation, a Discord person. But the willingness, you already understood. Now you're willing to check your phone every 15 minutes so that you don't miss out on trades. The willingness to go, you miss a session, and you know that session is part of your future. You go back and watch it and realign yourself with the trainer. So because if you start teaching the next day, some of things we do is we beg for understanding of what the trainer is doing, and that is bad. I found out a lot of things about learning that we do wrongly. And I'll say that lightly. The reason we don't allow people learn or we don't learn properly, okay, is because we antagonize the process. Every day a trainer comes and teaches a schedule. If he comes the next time, he continues from what is taught. True or true? That improves increases progress. But for every time he comes and questions about misunderstanding that existed from people not participating in the previous class, what happens? The trainer begins to go, and even trainers are not trained to understand this. I got to know this, all right? It's not too long before I knew what I'm telling you right now. Because we go back and we start making you understand, but we don't know we're moving backwards. That is why every educational system is structured to have a syllabus. Am I correct? So sometimes we come in the session and you ask a question, and what do? We go into that question and we try to make you understand something of year one, when you should have followed the procedure of a year one student, of an intermediate student, of a basic student. You never follow that. You just want to make money, and now you're asking, what is trend? How does that trend work? And because I am caring, I don't want to lose you. I am doing trend, but I don't know I'm going back. And because I'm going back, every other person is going back with me. So we are not all going forward because we're trying to go back to get some an indisciplined student. Do you guys agree with me that I just spoke the truth? So there are a lot of things in the system that is rigged against us. What is needed? Now I'm growing to know what's needed to grow you. And I'm willing to put whether you like my face or not. Okay? So when you start seeing me a little bit stern and strict, you understand that my willingness, I've decided, and I'm willing to off some part of my care so that I can really care for you. Does that make sense? Because I'm learning. I never knew what I told you now. And a lot of trainers are in that. And that's why you see some people, they are good at what I do, but they're not making progress. But they're good. You like them. You even like to subscribe to them because they're good. They care about you. But just check them overall. 5 years, 2 years, they're still where they are because they care. But they never understood the process of growth. Thank God I understand the process of growth. That's why you can't come here next year and find me where I am. And I cannot find you where you are next year. Because we're both moving as long as we're connected. Am I making sense? Why am I saying that? What do you need? Understanding your timeline. How long is it going to take you to understand the process? Identify with that. What do you need and what decision have you made to follow through the process? If we send a video, you make sure you watch the video to look for an instruction. I've told you that the best things I learned over time when I was learning the IAM Academy, every time I'm in a session, whether you're looking for strategy, I'm looking for an instruction. That is what has gotten me better today, because I know what transits the knowledge of the trainer to you is the instruction he gives, just like text and exams. This was how I was very good at school. I was very excellent in school. At some point, my parents went to report me because they thought I was fraudulent. I was a cheat. You know what? You never find me reading. You won't see me reading. In fact, I'm that kind of a child. You don't want your children to get close to me because I look very stubborn and playful, but I'll come back with flying results. So at some point, I think just 2, just 3, before my midterm, they took me to school to report me that I don't read, that they should watch me. At some point, they separated me in an exam hall. If I was manipulating. See, you know what my secret was? I learned this thing. So when I'm telling you this, I learned it when I didn't even have sense, like I do now. If I'm in a class and a teacher is talking, don't talk to me. I'll punch your eye. I was very brutal when it comes to distraction. You don't distract me when a teacher is talking. Because that teacher that is talking is the one that set the class exam and test. And everything, we are wired that what we teach is what we set. Everything that we set in an exam is what I'll teach you. True or true? I know some of you are getting, but some of you are just, oh, that's true. I'm a teacher now. I now understand what was happening there. We are only focused more on the things we set in our exams. So everything that I'm teaching you is the examination you're going to write. So I'll make sure you understand it. So guess what? I don't need to read your books. All those notes you're giving are irrelevant. The effort you put in explaining what you're writing in the board, that's your exam. That's my expo. So don't distract me when he is talking. And every time he gives an instruction, don't fail it. Because I'm looking at for the instruction. Because every instruction, if he tell you, go to this place and read this topic and narrate it, that's the topic he has set in his exam. So if I miss that topic, I am lost. Am I making sense? Oh, you guys, I'm wired a certain way. It's not today's job. Okay? So that is why when I still came into this environment, a couple of things I've learned from the scriptures. When I came into this environment, I knew the best way to become a person is to look out for their instruction, marry their system, look at how they talk. Okay, when they set tone, there's a body language when we start teaching some certain things. I know all of those things. And by the time this person does like this, he's trying to say something very deep. And that deep thing, I'll go study that thing and I know everything. All right. So when I was in the IAM Academy, every time Christopher Derrick was teaching, I was looking out for the instruction. Every time an educator is teaching, every time my mentor is talking, what instruction is he going to give? If you say go to TradingView, make sure you do that. That's the most important thing I got from that call. Because why? That is the growth. You say every growth is in an instruction. It's not in learning, it's in the instruction. Because why? The instruction instruct to act, instruct action. So I've been instructed to take action. Am I taking the action? Because that is my path. Everything the person has taught is useless if I'm not willing to take action. So the instruction is what leads me to the action. This is just sense. I got this deep and I said, wow. I could play when they're teaching or when they're doing a lot of things, copying notes, having this. But when it comes to that instruction, I don't play. Because why? That is the instruct to take action. Because I knew that if I'm going to have a success from this person or become a success, I made a decision that I'm going to follow instruction. Am I making sense? Put sense on the chat. So ask yourself, how willing are you to follow instruction? There are a lot of instruction given to you from Power Up Nation that a lot of you are 20% over the last 6 months. You're 20%. Some people are 0%. And everybody, can I tell you one truth? Everybody who doesn't follow instruction complain. Even if you have not complained today, I guarantee you by the grace of God, you will complain. You guys are shocked, right? Okay, everyone. You will tell someone this thing is not working 6 months. This guy, they said 6 months. You people have funded account 6 months, does not work. I'm here 6 months now. That's how they said. Oh, now they said we should go and do copy trading. I put my money. I've not withdrawn. No. They said trading binary. I funded. All these things. Man, it's just for some people. You complain. I said I guarantee you. There are few things I use the word guarantee. Okay. This is one of them. Just like I can guarantee you that if you follow the instruction, what will give you over the next 12 to 24 months, you'll be a success in what it is we say will offer you. Even if you're someone who's very slow, you start seeing the result in 12 months. It's a guarantee. You can take it to the bank. Just the same way I'm guaranteeing you right now, you complain. It's just a matter of time. Complaining is already in your DNA. And you can already notice it if you're here. You already notice that you are boiling with complaint, but discipline and God is chilling you. All right. Discipline and God is chilling you, but you have a template of complaint inside of you already. It's just a matter of time. It's going to grow. And if it's there, you can't lie to yourself. It's just for, see, I've been here for a while. And if you're an adult, someone who's in the environment of business and human nature, you would understand something. Okay. Out of every complaint, there is disobedience. If you study every complaint, there is ungratefulness and disobedience. Study it very well. I've been here for long. And guess what? It's not how long I've been here. I've studied my life. For every time that I complained, I have disobeyed and I was ungrateful. So if I wasn't disobedient, I would check my gratitude. There were certain things I ought to be grateful for. And if I was grateful for those things, I would never have complained. Just like today, some people are complaining about this nation. Well, we are not all the same. So my category is different. Some people, the only thing they can say about this nation, Nigeria, right now is complain. Okay. But if you switch to gratitude, you know where you were prepared for this nation. And you know you're prepared for what's to come. Okay. So, in a nutshell, what did I give to you guys this night? If you're willing, if you already know the time that is going to take from what is known and you've made that decision that you really want to follow through to become a six-figure income and that'll make a difference, follow the plan, put in the work. Okay, you're going to shift schedules. You're going to be a different person to have a different result. You can't be a banker with the work ethics of a banker, become a six-figure income earner as a trader or lawyer. Now, I can't fault you for your discipline as a lawyer or business owner, but that is not what is going to be required to attain the result of a six-figure income earner in another field. You need to be willing to learn what it's going to take in that field. That is just the same thing I'm telling you here. In this environment, mostly when it's online, you have to be tech savvy. So some of you, what you're going to struggle with is how to align your time with taking trades. Do you know as easy as taking trades? It's hard to align your time with taking trades. Mostly if you've not done this all your life, you're going to align, okay? You're going to align with your attention span. Some of you, the moment you leave a session, when you come back again is when there's another session, true or true? Am I being honest? Because that's the only programming you're giving yourself. I'm coming to the session. These are the timetable. Okay, this is session 90. So you program your mind to come, but you don't do anything till the next session. 2 years here, I'll still be with you here. Okay, it's either you that will leave me, but 2 years I'll still be here waiting for you. If that's how you wire. It's first to take the step. Another thing is to become the step. Okay, so 2 p.m. have this mindset, and I'll leave you guys with this mindset. I will never be the same person in understanding from the last class. Am I making sense? That's your responsibility. That's how I wired myself. If peradventure my coach should ask me any question about the last class, I'll surprise them. Let that be your mindset. If you tell your brain that today, you learn differently. Okay? And when you're learning, don't learn because of money. Learn because of growth. Because for every knowledge you acquire about the market, it infuses confidence in your trading. Don't learn the market for money. Learn it for expertise, for confidence, for growth. Okay? Then when you begin to trade that confidence, it will lead to positive results. A lot of people don't trade confidence. They trade knowledge for money. And if knowledge for money is not backed by confidence, back and forth is inevitable. Am I making sense? I'm touching the deep things in trading right now. For every time I learn, if it's support and resistance, I make a decision this week, before next week's session, this week, everything about support and resistance for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, as long as it's in, I want to practice it. Okay, I want to understand everything about, so this week is my week of support, and I put in time to learn, document, and I'll take trades for 5 minutes, I take trades for 15 minutes, it's binary. I'm talking binary, how I did it for binary. I take for 5 minutes, I take for 15 minutes, I take for 1 hour areas, and I documented, I saw the result. So wow, this is beautiful. Okay, so the next time I come to that class, when the trainer is saying, I want to buy at a certain area, I have less interest in that area. This is me now. But the moment he mentions an area which I practice and my results were high, what's going to happen to me? Automatically, I'm going to take that area. Because why? My automatic system and confidence tell me that area, my result, that area was better. True or true? So there are not all trades. I got to a level, not all trades, the trader calls that I take, and I can brag about it. So when they lose it, I don't feel anything. Not that I'm praying they should lose it, because I've lost it. I know that area. For me, I've lost that. It's not, the result is not, and because I'm an investor, I like to take the trades that I know that, you know, sometimes we just call trades because we want to take trades. Do you guys know that? Just because you guys are waiting too much. Okay, let's take this. So that's why I've resorted to tell you, use low risk. Not because I have confidence that thing was going on, because I know, okay, let's make a decision to take it. But if we really have to take trades, there are certain, most sessions we're not going to take trades, but it's going to off some of you. So sometimes we just take trades, just to, okay, let's take this, let's see if it's going to go, because we know most of the time it will go. But this is it. Do you know that if I call areas and you documented my training that I've given to you, if I call areas in the live session, there are trades you're not going to take if you've documented them. This is the confidence. When you trade your confidence, it results in value you're going to appreciate. These are things most trainers will be scared to tell you, but I am not. All right, I'll tell you the truth, because why? It will make you free. It will make you go do what is needed for the success. I may not have told you what I told you tonight if I didn't teach you what I'm teaching you right now, because I know you guys are prepared for the next level, aren't you? Okay, that's why documentation is the key to every successful trader. If you don't have it, I don't know how to help you. And if you're not willing to put in time to take 100 trades and document which trades paid you the most, is it 5 minutes, is it 10 minutes? And if it's Forex, okay, did you wait for the break and the retest on 15 minutes, 1 hour? Okay, have you tried 4 hours? Have you waited for the payward strategy? Or you just love price trap because it's the one that is fast? Have you tried to go deeper in excellence? You can't go for excellence when you've not tried to have a certain level of documentation and see results. There's a life that is waiting for you. So today I trade. I see money in the market everywhere, but I choose where to pick the money I'd like to invest in. Because why? I've traded many places in the market that have ended me burning my account. Just like you are going to experience in your journey. But what's going to separate you? The ability to separate your shaft from your main seeds. And that is through documentation. And you need to give it time. So if you want to document 100 trades, don't go in a hurry. 3 months. Document, see your results. And you can go deep, document another phase. So okay, I've done this price trap documentation 15. Okay, you know what? I want to test some areas. Let me see my 4 hours. It could be better. And you document. Every time you document, what you document, you want to see, you're going to see. You're going to get better. And guess what? When there is that confidence, you start investing in that confidence. Okay? Madam Madeline, you took your own trace to pass your evaluation, true or true? You looked at the setup, you watched what I taught, and you resorted to just doing it the way I taught it, putting in the time to document. And look what followed documentation. She's been here 8 months, just a week, 9 days of just documenting and following an instruction. Her own confidence passed her account. I know it's early, though, but I'm trying to tell you that's how quick it is. Sadia, the same thing. Many of you that have live account right now, you just resorted to doing it the way it was told. It's not a gamble. It's a blueprint. Just like if a baby is born today, there's a certain way. That's the same thing about success. And I believe you guys are willing and you're ready to put in the work that will lead to your world. Any question? Has it been a wonderful series? I'll take some words right now. Okay. Has it been a wonderful series? We're done with the process to success, part 3. So this is not the topic for boys or for children. This is for men and women. Okay. And I'm just grateful that I poured out from the depth with that. You know, most times when I train some certain things, there is this off, out of, okay, maybe they're not ready. I didn't feel that. I just feel that you guys are ready. You are matured. Okay. I believe the matured people are here. Okay. The newborns. So what do you have to tell me? It's 3 weeks. So let's spend the next 25 minutes. Okay. We're done with a series. And can I tell you, what value, if this was a book or a course, what value would have been your limitation to afford this? I know you guys are trying to understand the question the way I asked it. What value would have been your limitation to afford this? Yeah, there are courses. Now that you know the course, now that you've experienced the course, okay, what amount would they have put in this course that would have made you not be able to buy it? You already know the course. And I will use that to tell you something if you guys indulge me. Okay. I'm talking price now. And be pragmatic or logical, however you can. If you say now, there are certain things that you experience just even in advertisement and you love. Okay. But you get into I'm gonna miss this, so I can't afford this. Not about right what am I experiencing bad network? Did you guys hear what I said? Are you guys with me? Okay, some people did not hear. Okay, some people did not hear. So I'm going to say this. Buying, you know, into some level of mentorship or training, and you see some advert, they tell you the value of everything you're going to learn. And you just go to pay and just say, wow, man, this is huge. I love this, but I can't afford this. Okay, that is where I'm going. Now that you've seen, this is not an advert anymore. What you've gone over the last 3 weeks, unless you didn't pay attention, but the things you got exposed to over the last 3 weeks of this series, in reality right now, if we bring it to what will not make you afford it, what price would it be that you would say, man, I think I'm going to miss this? Answer this question: what is this course going to be? What is it worth to you? But I decided to ask it a different way. Nobody's answering me. Or is it my network that is still frozen? Oh, I think my network is frozen. My network is frozen. Everybody's frozen right now. Except my network. Oh, network has got me off. Can you guys hear me? Ouch. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So when it is time for, yes, okay, I should allow, okay. Someone wants to speak. Let me give the mic. All right. If you want to speak, you can speak. And you don't want to give, one of the best things you can offer me for what it is that I've done, if I'm going to request for anything, is a honest review. All right. That's the only thing I require. I asked a question. That's one thing I said about we going back, and we're going back to the basics, is delaying time. Okay, the time will out of I'm going back to the basics. It's a basic question. Is my network still breaking? Let me know. Let me see if I can change network. If it's still breaking, let me know.
No, sir. It's not breaking, but I think it's good now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. If you can just repeat the question again.
All right.
I can, yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. So we get, for those of you who are deep in mentorship, or you buy books, you buy courses, or you buy into training, before any training is sold to you, there's already an what they call it, or an advert about it. They'll tell you what you're going to learn, and then you see pricing. At some point, you get caught off by pricing. Okay. In the same vein, this is not an excerpt. All right. This is the cost. So we say experience before, to see the value before you pay. Then you see the price. What price will be off for you? At what price can you say, I cannot afford this thing you just got exposed to? Yeah, it's a very tricky question. And I don't expect anything. I just want to know your honest review. Go ahead. The mic is open. Anyone?
Okay, sir. I'll go first. I might go off of network. I'm not on video mode because I'm experiencing network and an electricity problem. That's really a very tricky question. Somebody that has not been in the course would have a different review or a different answer to what the question is. But to us that has been for quite some time here, I guess what we have been paying for, or what we are still paying for, is compared to nothing. That's the true and honest answer that anyone from a pure heart and from an honest review, if you have been here for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to 8 months like me, and what you have gotten, the price that you have paid is compared to nothing. You would have expected to pay more for what you have received. That's now from me, not necessarily including everyone, but I'm just assuming that anyone that has received what I have received within the same space that I have received.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Okay, Shadrach, I need a honest review, at least from almost everyone. And I want to say this, there's something I want to say out of this for a reason. That's what my spirit said I should do. Okay. While I was just concluding, he said I should do it. And I'm asking this for a reason. So if you leave the call, you'll be missing out on something very profound. Don't leave.
All right. All right. Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you. I think your question is targeted with respect to this particular series we just exhausted today. Yeah. So, well, initially I actually put a comment on the comment section where I said that if we are going to give a price, personally, if I'm going to give a price to this particular value that I actually just got from this particular teaching, not even just going to the whole session, you know, just this particular session for tonight is priceless, because looking at watching videos, you know, watching videos online from YouTube, you're trying to get something and you just have to watch a video from someone you cannot be able to communicate with. And then reading books. These are people from afar. All you're trying to do is to connect to their thoughts, to understand that what is it they are trying to communicate. And then relating it with something you are interacting with, just as this particular moment where I'm interacting with you, it means I can ask questions, you can give me feedback. This is something personally I longed for, an environment whereby I can be able to have that session whereby I can interact with the person who is giving me the value content he's giving me, you know. So to me, it's priceless. It's priceless because what exactly can I give in exchange for that compared to the books I buy? You know, the book, you need to think into the thought of the mentor to be able to apprehend what is it he's trying to communicate, and then all of those things. So to me, it's priceless, and it's deep. It's so much a value that I need to go through over and over to be able to assimilate all of it that you've dissipated so far. And to wrap up, thank you.
Okay, priceless. All right, I'll come down. So you are priceless, Madam Magdalene is priceless. Who other person? Who else? I know you guys are wondering now, what is in Cambridge's head? You never know. If you're wondering, you never know. You would only know when you communicate. So, like I said, the best thing you can do for me, if you appreciate the value that I've given, is a honest review. All right. So, what would be that price that you are not willing? You know, it's something you can afford. That man, I'm missing out on this, man. I can't. That is the value of this. That you will not afford this. Go ahead. If the mic does not belong to someone, just come in the mic and just drop it. And let's be, okay. I want to be very pragmatic. You know, you guys are doing motivational speaking and many things. Yeah, I know you've learned a lot. So you're trying to be humble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, Coach. Good evening, guys. Excellent evening, my great leaders on the call. What my two colleagues have said, so the summary of everything is just is priceless, like what they said. No two ways about it. No, long grammar is priceless. What we got here and what we have gotten so far. Sir, is priceless because now we're coming from places before, and we know everything just to get as in 1/4 of what we are getting here. Still, we are still jumping up there that they are trying. Yet we know that they are not trying, and we are jumping up, clapping, shouting, everything. So the summary of everything is priceless. Sir,
Summary
is priceless to my own
summary
understanding.
is priceless. Madam Oke said it's priceless. Where is Mr. Boy? Now I'm going to call your name and I want to just give it to me. Mr. Boy.
So talking from a consultant's point of view, or from a coach's point of view now, or from a mentor's point of view. So I'll put it at the price of say a week session of consulting and coaching. Let's say let me put it at $100 per hour, and then I get 5 sessions in a week. That's $500 for the week.
Okay.
And that's from a practical mentoring, coaching perspective.
Okay. All right. I love that. $500. Okay, good. Any other person? Emmy. Emmy, and your right. Okay, Emmy, write it on the chat. If I call you, your earpiece, just write it. I need honest and fast opinion. Josh. Madam Oke, you just told me it's priceless. Okay. Josh, are you there? Who else? Prissy Kumi. Where are my communicators? Mishek, you said it's priceless. Is it Mishek? I said, who else? It's priceless. Okay. So every one of you say, every one of you, aside Mr. Boye, every one of you saying right now that it's priceless. What am I doing? Pamela, what are you just sitting there, you're watching everybody? Who is speaking right now? Okay, Brizikumi, what are you saying? Is it price?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Well, it's priceless for me, and I don't know if I can disagree to what somebody has said, because this is weekends, okay? So if anything, if it's Monday to Friday, we are talking about Sunday evening, the number of hours, and this has got nothing with trading. I mean, and everybody have access to it. I mean, you've not limited it to whether you still have your subscription intact or not. I'm looking at all these and I don't know what to say. Okay, so this is
priceless.
Beyond. Yes, it's beyond.
On top of it, you dispute someone that put a price to it.
Yes, I mean.
Yeah. So yes. Priceless and dispute price. Okay.
Yes.
Pamela Dibia. Okay, for me, I don't think I can afford to pay for this if a price was pegged on it. So I'm trying to get all of this room right now. And I know you guys are wondering, what am I going to say? Madam Aisha, where is she? I want to be able to convince myself that you guys are all on the same page. Okay, I want to be able to convince myself.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So, so I would say, Coach, It's just that if we could put a price on it. Yes, we understand that the value that they continuously give, all the coaches continuously give to us is priceless. But you ask what value that we would put it that we would not be able to afford. So that is why I put in the comments 1,000 US. 1,000 US
Okay,
in Trinidad. I put
you said 1,000 US.
yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. That's worthy of thought.
1,000 US is
Uh,
8,000 TT in Trinidad. So that would be much for me to be able to be in the class. So then the value now of gratitude, I would say, the gratitude now that I don't have to pay for it. This is where we able now to show. So we able that because it is already into our fee for the month, we don't have to pay for it. So this is where the priceless comes in. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do. Thank you very much. Okay. Mishek, go ahead. Say what you want to say. Is it priceless or something else? So I have three fields right now. Priceless. Okay. There is a price, and there is a price that also I'll explain that. I'll say about that. So Mishek.
Thank you, Coach Kenry. Right. For your information, I had to park my car so that I attend to this session. I missed the other sessions, like you said, the first two series, but I got this third one. And I would say it's priceless. It's priceless in the sense that the value that you actually disseminated is such that it can sustain your life like on a daily basis. So for me to say it's priceless, I'm saying you can win with those strategies like in every day of your life. So when we're accumulating those days of winning every day for as long as you live, it becomes priceless to me. That is what I learned from the session. Thank you.
So, still priceless, just putting content to priceless. Josh, you say success demystified. I don't see priceless or price to that. What does that mean, Josh?
Okay, as we all know, success is more of the mentality, the mental part versus just the skill. So many times we tend to pay attention to the skill, thinking that is what is going to give us our result. But what you've done over this series is basically take us back to the real value, which is the mental part, the mentality that we need to have to be able to sustain the success and, enjoy the real benefit of success long term. So I can't put a price to that. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, each and every one of you. But I'm disappointed. Not by you. But I'm going to tell you one truth. Okay. You guys trust me, right? I know every one of you trust me. Right? This is a class. This is a training. And I don't know why God put this in my mind. So it's not in your language to interpret disappointed. It's in a different realm. Okay. So this is me like judging myself over my experience and years. And wow, man. What is priceless? So I'm going to use the funny side right now. Only Mr. Boye and Madam Aisha paid me for all of the work I did. How many of you like that? The rest of you didn't pay me. Okay, you guys, how many of you feeling sad right now? But you didn't pay me. Okay, and I use that to make you understand something. Okay, so I'd say strategic, pragmatic, logical enough. Okay, they're the ones that paid me for this session. The rest of you didn't. Is that a good thing? You guys are wondering. I just taught you a beautiful lesson. And God just tested you. So what were the 3 lessons you guys learned? What was the last one? I know you guys are not thinking. I've thrown a bomb into the house then now. There are certain school of thoughts, like just the same way I told you. They say don't plan in the back of money. It's a school of thought. There are certain organized school of thought that we're running on. They're not spiritual. And I just taught you, everything I've taught you is spiritually encompassed and how you physically manifest it. So it means the school of thought you should operate on should also be spiritual. Can I tell you one effect? How many of you agree with me that the book of the Lord is priceless? Anything that is priceless, people don't place value on. How many of you just understand what I said right now? It's human nature. The air we breathe is priceless. The life we have is priceless. The book of God, the Bible, is priceless. Salvation is priceless. We don't place value. The human nature was not designed to pay attention for what has worth or what doesn't have worth. We were designed to pay attention to what has worth. So I'm a minister of the gospel. I've known the word of God all my life, but the word of God started working in my life when I place value on the word. Are you guys getting me? Subconsciously, you're not wired to pay attention to something you do not pay value to. So if I come into this training, and before you got into training, I showed you what you're going to get. And just imagine how you're feeling right now, everything you got. And if I told you this training was for $1,000 and you afforded this training, do you know you're going to be a different person? And you're going to maximize everything you got out of this training if you paid $1,000. You're not going to joke with it. You're not going to come in late. You're not that $1,000 is far more worthy than priceless. Are you guys with me? Humility and I'm trying to use the right word, has taken us to the side corner. Life, like I told you, 3 things. What is it going to take? What is it going to cost you in learning? How long is it going to take? I'm making the decision to pay for it. Priceless is no price. Priceless is just appreciating value, but no intake. That is why the training we do every day is priceless. The addition we bring every day. Do you know why a lot of people don't pay attention to this? Do you know why a lot of people pay attention to the sessions of live trading? Because that's what they paid for. The extra things we do that is priceless, people don't pay attention to it. But if they paid for it, they'll pay attention. You were wired. You know why the Bible says, give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure. That is a blueprint spiritual is teaching you. Everything you say, where the treasure of a king is, his heart is there. Do you know why a lot of people's heart is not in this training right now? Because their money is not in it. So for every time you say it's priceless, your money is not in it. And that's why you treat it the way you treat it. That's the feeling you've always had. You think you are humble. You think you, oh, I appreciate you, man. This is why I am here. But guess what? You did not instrument. You were not willing to pay. You have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. There are ways you can pay for every training. Pay what you're willing to give. Your time is money. So how much do you pay? If you value this, you're going to put your time. You're going to put your heart, because where your heart is, your money is there. So every time you come and you say, do you know the ability for you to tune learning into result? I promise you, Kenvry, all right? I am going to be a manifestation. That is a seed you just sown. You put a price to this. Don't say it's priceless. Growing forward, anything that is valuable to you, put a price to it. Okay? So let's say you guys are paying me right now. How much are you going to pay me for this training? That's the value you put in this training. That's something just left you. You just afforded a training and a course of life. This is how much. And that's why I said, what amount would it hit that you say, oh man, I'm missing out on this? That's how big you should go. And if your mind could treat this course like a $10,000 course, your actions are going to be different. A $5,000 cost, a $1,000 cost, a $100 cost. As long as there is a price to it and your mind treats it like, I just afforded this. If I give you the courses of my life at no price, you're not going to treat it important. But if you came to it to purchase it and you needed it, you purchase it with a price. The same course that I gave to you free, if you purchase it with a price, you're going to treat it differently. That's the consciousness of sowing. The consciousness of pricing, value, the consciousness of value when money is attached. Do you know principle of life? How many of you understand offering? The principle of offering. When they say offering time, what does it mean? At least you guys can understand this. It's a language. We've turned it into a language, but a lot of people don't understand the principle. Okay. When they say offering time, blessing time, all of the blessings of God are actualized through giving. All right. This is a law of the spirit. That is why in church, offering is given not because the church wants to make money. It is a rule of the spirit. Everything that has been dished spiritually is actualized through your seeding. It means your response, your receiving response is through your giving. So when you give is your act of receiving. It means you place, that's the value you place. And that is your gratitude of saying, I appreciate and I receive this. That is what offering is. Okay? And that is what I've been tuned into sales. For every value that is given, it's what you place. It's the value you place in that you purchase. That's why you can see a book. It's at same person who said a book 500. Another person who said that book 1,000. It's the value you place in the information that you buy. And guess what? I can buy a book 200 and I'll get more value than you that bought a book. It's the value I place in that 200 that my mind goes and operates. It's not about the price, but what value do you place and what law do you operate on? So for every time, this is what I do. This is me. And I'm not saying, oh goodness. What is this God? Are you tempting me? I am wired in a way. All right. So this is what I'm going to teach you. I am wired in a way. Make a promise tonight. So just like we have giving, I'm not saying give me anything. Okay. But this is what I do. I put a price and I operate based on that price. In the law of me and mentors, I know how I operate. Okay. Yeah, certain, I cannot. Sometimes I feel it's rude for me to give my mentors money, but there's something I give to them. And you guys can see it over the years. It's my offering to them, my service to them for what they are giving to me. I can't give them money. All right. I feel it's rude, though I've done some at some point, maybe when they're celebrating birthdays, I do it. I just amount it. I say, I have to. You know, they say the best people to give are not people who are poor. Give to rich people. Okay. But some people who, that's another school of thought. All right. Your money is more successful and productive in the hand of a rich person. All right. But that aside, so today, for every value you learn from every successful person, make a decision to sow a seed of commitment. Okay. And give it like you made a vow. There's an enablement that comes with every information. It means if you attach your will to that enablement, you can do anything you promised, anything you vow in your mind. Don't leave any blessing environment, impact environment without a seed. All right, without a price, without a value you give back. This is just something I felt in my spirit to share with you. This is something I've been doing over the years. Okay, I make a promise that if I'm coming back the next class, this thing you've given to me, I'm gonna make you proud, even if you don't see me. Success is what you do when people are not seeing you, that amounts to what people will see. Okay. So this thing, Cambry, you shared with me tonight is so valuable to me. I make a decision that over the next 6 months, this is what I'm going to give to you. All right. This is what I'm going to do with Pearl Heart Nation. This is how I'm going to just make a decision. You leave this call tonight before you sleep. Make a decision. Make a gift worthy of the money you would have placed on this call and say, yeah. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. That is when the treasures will be given to you, because there's a seed that needs to be sown. How much are you willing to pay for what it is you've received? God bless each and every one of you. If you missed the 3, it's recorded there on the recording and resource. The first one was imagination. The second one was the word, works, and world. Today, all right, is the process to the work. It's beautiful. It's beautiful what has happened. I look at every bit of this, and can I tell you one truth? It is not me. This wasn't me. If this is all you benefited from Pearl Heart Nation, I could say you've gotten enough value for everything that's going to cause you to be liberated in life. All I did on this call was to open up my heart and share what it is, truly from the bottom of my heart and from the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. So the power and ability to achieve what this talks about is already in you. Be willing to take action. All right. I don't know if, I know I asked that question and that question dislodged the first question I was supposed to ask, but I think, I don't know if anyone wanted to share anything in respect to the call. Okay. I don't know if anyone wanted to share inspiration. You know, you wanted to say anything. If there is anyone, like I had that in mind to ask, but I just, this creeped in as an instruction and I did it. All right. And I don't know if it covered everything, but God bless each and every one of you. If you have anything to share, just lap it up, send it in the group. Tell us how you have felt over the last 3 courses. All right, what you really got and how empowering this is. Okay, don't forget, your testimonies are your liberation, are your overcoming. See you guys.